Today we are going to be doing About Me silhouettes. So in this video we're going to learn about how to draw a silhouette, and we are going to figure out what kind of makes us who we are. So we can do different objects, words, or drawings that represent who we are. So before we get started, there's a few materials we are going to need. We are going to need a Sharpie marker, a skinny Sharpie marker or black pen, a pencil with an eraser, scissors, tape or glue, and construction paper. Doesn't matter what color construction paper, and if you don't have this available, that's okay too. We'll show you how to make those adjustments. And last but not least, we are going to need our drawing board or our kind of canvas to which we create on. So I'm just using white copy paper. You can use sketchbook paper. It can be larger or smaller depending on the materials you have available to you. So if you want to pause the video, gather those materials, we'll get started. To begin, we are going to learn about how to draw our silhouette and try to make this as close to you as possible. Doesn't have to be exact, but you can add your own hairstyle. You can make your nose, your lips, or your eyes match what you look like. Or you can do someone else. It is up to you. But remember, this is about us, so try to make it something personal. So to begin, we're going to use our pencil, eraser, and we'll have our Sharpie marker nearby. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by creating an oval shape. Remember, we always use pencil just so we can erase. So if your shape isn't quite the way you like it, feel free to erase as we go. Because erasers are our best friends, especially when we are drawing portraits or ourselves. So once we have our circle or oval shape, we are going to begin by doing our nose. So about halfway in the middle of your oval, a little below half, that is where our top of our nose is going to be drawn. Not the base, but the top. So about halfway through, this is where our top of our nose or the bridge of our nose will be drawn. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to come out, creating a nice curved line. So I'm going to start with a little line, so it will look like a triangle if I went like this. So I have my line, and you can make adjustments. You can erase your section up top so you can curve right with your nose. So you make a line down, and then sometimes on the end of our nose we have a little bump or a ball shape. So you can create that little curve, and then you're going to bring it in back towards your person. So I might make mine a little bit further in. And I'm going to bring it down so it kind of looks like a curved, lopsided triangle. And again, erasers are our best friend. So I'm going to connect it to that line right there. And then following, I'm going to leave a little space, and I'm going to draw a almost sideways smiley face to give the side of my nose. Then I'm going to take my eraser again, and I'm going to erase that line down the middle. I might fix my nose. You can always go back and forth. It's just a starting point for your drawing. So I'm going to make mine, actually, I'm going to do a different face since I already have my original done. I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to have my nose. So once we have our nose, the next step we are going to do is our mouth. So starting at where our nose, our triangle connects to our oval. So this section right here, we are going to curve. We're going to erase and then curve in. So I erase that little corner, and I'm going to curve my line. So I'm going to extend my line, and at the end, see how I'm slightly curving that line. So it's almost like a little hook or a candy cane at the end. So I'm curving that line. Then at the point of my curve right here, I'm going to come curve back. And you can make your lips as big or as small as you want. But I'm going to curve, extend it down just a little bit, almost like an L, a candy cane, an L. And I'm going to curve it back in and pull it down. And then I'm going to go a little bit further down from my top point. And I am going to create an M shape. And I'm going to pull it up again, but I'm not going to go in quite as far as I did with the upper lip. So as you can see, we have a nose and our mouth. Again, you can always go back, adjust, and make small changes to your drawing. So now I have my lips, my nose, and now we're going to make the chin. So starting at the, not quite at the end, but near the end, you're going to curve in. And then we're gonna slightly come back out, creating that little bump at the end. So curve, and then I'm gonna come up. And this will be my chin. I'm going to leave it there at this point, so you don't have to go in. Come about to the halfway point of your oval. Then again, erase those lines. So we just have the outline that we drew. Now we are going to move up towards our forehead and hair. So now we have our nose, our mouth, and our chin. It is time to make our forehead and our hair. So I'm going to come up where my point, so this point, I'm going to come in a little bit more. And I'm going to create a little C shape, a little curve. Just as we did with our nose to our lips, we have a C shape. I'm going to do a slight C shape once more with the top of my nose to my eyebrows where my forehead starts. So you have a little curve, and again, depending on how you want to create your portrait, your curve may vary. So I'm going to create my curve, and I'm going to create a little bump, almost a reverse curve of what I did here. So I'm going to come out, create a curve, and then I'm going to come back in very slightly. So as you can see, we have our eyebrows now. So we have our eyebrow, our nose, our mouth, and our chin. So coming off of this point, you can make your forehead depending on the size you want to. You can make it small or you can make it large. And you're going to curve back in towards your hairline. And again, you can always adjust and vary depending on how you want to create your portrait. So once I have my forehead, my eyebrow, my nose, my mouth, I'm going to make my neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit from my chin, I'm going to make a curved straight line down. So kind of a curved line, not quite straight, just a slight curve. And then I'm going to erase this connection so it's a solid line. We don't have anything coming up like this. It's just a solid line. So I'm gonna go back, erase my eyebrow and oval shape inside. So I just have that outline. Then I'm going to go back and we are ready to do our hair. Do my neck, same thing on the other side. Maybe I'll make my neck a little different. Again, eraser is your best friend, especially when we're trying to adjust it to look like us. So now that I have my neck, I'm ready to do my hair. So I'm going to do it a little bit different. I might do short hair, so I'm going to come up. Maybe I'll do a little bit baby hairs here. And I am going to come up. See how I am creating a further. So if my head continued without hair, it'd be like this. So if I'm creating hair, and you don't have to create hair, but if you want to create hair, you're going to come up, create a little bump, and it's going to be above that imaginary line. So I'm going to have my hair, and I'm going to follow that imaginary line. Maybe I'll give it a little bit of bed head or some hair sticking up in the back, and I'm going to curve it down to connect with my neck. And see how I curved in at the bottom towards the neck? If you feel the back of your head, you'll notice that where your neck and your head meet, there is another curve. So you're gonna make a slight curved line, and you may need to adjust and erase this as you go. And you can add some hairs at the bottom, some spiky hair. At the bottom, you could have up in a bun, a ponytail, or you could have your hair down. And if you were to have your hair down, or long hair, you would just come straight down and you wouldn't need this back part of your neck. You would just have where your hairline would connect there. So you just come right down so it's the shape of your head. Once you have your hair drawn, you're going to erase that oval shape that we have in the middle here. I'm going to erase that imaginary line. And I'm going to kind of look over my drawing. Maybe I'll fix it up a little bit more. I'm going to come in a little bit with my hairline. I did it over here as well. That way you can know the difference between your forehead and your hair. So I have my hair all drawn. So I'm going to erase those lines. And feel free to go back and forth, mix it up a little bit. But remember, we're just doing the outline of our portrait. We are not going to be doing any details. If you wanted to add eyelashes, you can add some eyelashes on the outside. But we're not going to be drawing any eyebrows or eyes in this. It's a silhouette, so it's just the outline of our face. So once we have our drawing all complete, we are going to go back and trace it with our thicker or bigger marker, our black marker. So we're going to trace all of our details. Once you have your outline all traced in black Sharpie marker, you're going to create a little curve. And what I did is I connected the two parts of my neck together. That way it creates a bottom outline for our head, so it's all closed in. Once you have everything outlined, we are going to take our pencils and our skinny marker or pen, and we are going to begin by adding different drawings that represent who we are. Once you have all your About Me things filled in and traced with that black marker or pen, you can start to color them in and fill them in. You can leave the background white, or you can fill it in with another color. After you have your everything completed inside, so you have your colors and everything drawn in, you're going to take your scissors and you are going to cut out your person following this thick black Sharpie outline. You can make sure that you leave a little bit of that black showing, but if you don't, that's okay too. Once you have it cut out, you are going to glue it on to your construction paper in the center. So you can glue or tape it onto that center, so that way you have your About Me silhouette. If you do not have black construction paper or another color of construction paper, you can leave it on this background and color in the background black with a Sharpie marker or a black crayon, pencil, whatever material you have available. Or what you can do is just fill in and color the background and still cut out your silhouette, but just have it free floating just like this. It is up to you on how you finish your look. So you could have it floating, you can have it pasted onto something, or you can color your background here. And that's all that I have for you today. I hope to learn a lot about you and hope you learn a lot about yourself. Enjoy this About Me silhouette art lesson.